I also know you've made an excellent start this year toward your MLIS degree. You participated at the NCLA session. Was that really good, or how was that experience for you? I'm sure it was wonderful.
All of them are presenters.
Yes, yes. So that's a
Put on
great
your
thing
resume.
too. A wonderful thing to be on your resume so early too in your careers. I know you've also started internship programs at participating libraries, and a lot of the directors are here from those libraries, and we welcome them too. I know too that the internships are very important because they really give you the kind of experience you're going to need when you actually go out looking for your first librarian position.
A lot of times people don't necessarily realize the strengths that they already have. I think the fact that you are already in this program, you have already taken a step towards success. So congratulations to all of you. It is this opportunity that brings us all together. So we really have something in common, and that is this profession. And that's what's unique about this profession. It's interdisciplinary by nature. Because it crosses all these different areas, but at the same time, we have this same, this common goal, this common bond together. So I really think this is a very interesting time, very exciting time, and I again congratulate you, all of you, on being a part of this profession. You probably know, there is no need for you to try to memorize all these acronyms, okay?
It's really been good. Just from the short time that I've spent here, I've learned about teamwork and about working with diverse people and just about stepping outside of my own little box and just learning stuff about different people. And so we went to the NCLA conference, and I attended a couple of sessions, and when it first started they were talking about being a school librarian with kids, and I'm like, well, I started out as a teaching major. I'm definitely not trying to deal with any children. So I didn't know how good that was going to be for me, but one lady who was presenting said something really good, and she said that librarians are healers of the soul. And so I thought about that, and I'm like, I've been in this program like 2.5 months, and I think I've gained a lot more confidence in myself, because I'm like, we really are powerful. We do have the power to change people's lives and make people feel like better about themselves. So now I can answer the question as to what I can bring to this program and to this profession in general, and that's just my own life experience and like my passion to help other people who grew up like I did. So in closing, I just want to say that I'm very appreciative just to be in this program.
And a lot of times throughout my life when I was thinking about, well, what do I want to do with my life? What do I want to do with school as far as my career and things like that? I had always said, well, I want to be a librarian or I want to be a newswoman, whether behind the camera or in front of the camera. And so people would ask me, as most people ask children and adults, well, what do you want to do with your life? I would always say, oh, I'd like to be a journalist or a librarian. And so people would go, oh, librarian. And they'd say, well, tell me more about, the journalism. Do you want to be in front of the camera or behind the camera? And so I was like, oh, well, I like the library too. And I could tell them about the news side, but I never really got the opportunity to tell people about my passion about working in the library. And so over time, as the library thing got kind of shut down, I always wanted to do that, but as people would ask me, less and less I would say, if I want to be a librarian and news person, I would just be a news person, because it seemed that had more cultural capital, or it was more glamorous, I guess, than being a librarian. And so I guess as I went on in school, I said, well, it was always kind of in the back of my mind. And as I moved forward in my communications education, I always wondered, well, I don't want to like put that to the side because that's always been, you know, my passion. So I was downstairs in media services and Mr. Bryland walked by, and it was nearing graduation, and I was still kind of thinking, you know, what am I going to do with my life after I leave here? And I said, well, do you have any jobs for students in the library that, or graduates in the library who don't have degrees? So I know I've been looking online at jobs, and you have to have a master's degree. And I was like, well, what am I going to do? Because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to grad school because I just didn't have the money at the time. Like, it was a really big factor to me, whether I wanted to take on the extra burden of more student loans. And he said, well, we don't really have any jobs for people without degrees, but there is this program at UNCG that I think you would be a really great fit for. In the middle of the summer, one of my weekly calls to Dr. Shipley said, well, we're pretty sure we moved some money around and we're pretty sure you're in, but we haven't sent you a letter yet, but we're sure you're in. Yes, and I was like, I was home alone, I had nobody to tell, my parents were at work, and I was like, oh great, so I'm just like walking back and forth through the house, like saying, we don't have nobody to tell, but I was really, really excited because something that had been that had been a dream of mine, like really a dream of mine, to go to grad school and to work in the library, to be working towards something that I was really passionate about was coming true. And so, so that's how I came to be in the A Scholar program. I don't think, had I been the type of student worker that didn't show up on time and maybe didn't take extra shifts and didn't take the time to maybe learn the software in the library to help the students more, I don't think that maybe Mr. Bride would have seen that this program would have been a good fit for me. So I think it really goes a long way to just be a good worker and to have that ethic and that initiative to be passionate and be diligent in the work that you do.
Never underestimate your abilities of the things you can do. There's nothing out there that you can't do without working hard. And I will also say diversify your experience. Even though we're here for 2 years, I would say, why not, you know, add a few more years if you want to do something different to add on to it. There's nothing you can't do without putting your mind to it.